We mentioned the arson attack on Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro's mansion. It happened early Sunday. Well, tonight authorities are still digging for answers and a possible motive in that destructive burn. This man, Cody Balmer, he's being held without bail tonight. Authorities are trying to determine what may have driven him to allegedly set the fire while Governor Shapiro and his family were sleeping inside. Balmer said he harbored hatred for Shapiro. But what fueled that hate? Was it political differences? Or did religion play a role? It's a question prosecutors are asking, too, as they consider whether to add religious bias to the roster of charges Balmer is facing. Earlier, I spoke with Dauphin County District Attorney Fran Chardo to try and get some answers. DA Chardo, first I want to say thank you for your time.
Well, thanks for having me.
Have you spoken to Governor Shapiro and his family since that attack over the weekend?
I spoke to the governor during the briefing.
How's he doing? How's the family doing?
Well, I mean, obviously, it had a great effect on him regarding his family being at risk, as it would with anyone.
Yeah, of course. This suspect, Cody Balmer, said he hated Governor Shapiro and he would have, quote, beaten him with a hammer if he had seen him that night. We know this could have been so much worse. I know your office is still looking into whether the attack was politically or religiously motivated. What have you learned thus far?
Well, we obtained a search warrant, and the affidavit speaks for itself, but there was noted in there an indication of his focus on Palestine and the governor's views on Israel. So we do believe that there was a religious bias involved, and we're going to pursue that in our prosecution.
Yeah, absolutely. The timing is critical here. Governor Shapiro was celebrating Passover with his family just a few hours before. So will you be charging the suspect with a hate crime as well?
Well, in Dauphin, in Pennsylvania, we have an ethnic intimidation statute that raises the grade of an offense. But we've already charged 5 first-degree felonies, and it doesn't get any higher than that. So adding that offense would not increase the penalty at all. But the sentencing guidelines do have a provision for a bias-based offense, which we would use. And I should note that the defendant is presumed innocent, and so it would only be if he was convicted.
Yes, of course. And I just want to review the charges for our viewers. Balmer faces state charges of attempted murder, aggravated arson, burglary, terrorism. Do you think he will also face federal charges?
I don't know. We had the FBI present during the day on Sunday, and if there could be a federal prosecution concurrently with the state prosecution.
Has your office issued any warrants or gotten back the suspect's phone records? Any new evidence since these initial charges were filed?
We are working towards that, but it doesn't happen instantaneously, the analysis of a phone or other electronic devices, but we're working towards that.
You said that police had visited the home of the suspect's parents, where he lived, a couple of days before the attack, but he didn't make any threats, so law enforcement couldn't do anything. His mother has said he's struggled with mental health. Could this impact any impending trial? Well,
it could in 2 ways. One, there could be a challenge to his sanity, which focuses on the time of the offense. That's very difficult to establish, and the burden would be on him to prove that he was legally insane. And the other would be competence. If there was a challenge to his competence, that would focus on the present, on the time of the court proceedings.
What about the fact that Balmer turned himself into police after the attack? Do you think that will help him fight the charges?
Actually, that'll help us show that he was competent and defeat any insanity claim, because he knew what he was doing was wrong and that the police would be looking for him.
DA Chardo, it seems like there's been an escalation in political violence lately. Is that something you've observed as well?
Well, this certainly does show that, and we've seen it in other aspects. Here in Harrisburg, the seat of government, we do see it from time to time, and it is deeply disturbing. And, people, I don't think, take into account that this has an effect not just on the person in public office, but their family as well, who would be affected by this attack.
So what happens next in this case, sir?
So we have a pending preliminary hearing. By law, it's scheduled 10 days, within 10 days of the preliminary hearing. It may or may not occur within that period because now he's represented by counsel and he can request postponement of that, and as often happens.
All right, DA Chardo, I really appreciate your time. Thank you for coming on today.
Thanks so much for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.